Hey, welcome to another round. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my girl, El Cid, and my other girl, Mila. And we are here doing Love is Blind, Season 7, Episodes 1 through 3. If you're new here, please do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you're recurring, you know what to do. Drop those hearts into the chat. Let us know that you're here. Please comment down below because the conversation keeps going with your help. So please comment with us as we go through these episodes. We're here for a good time and possibly a long time. So buckle up. We are getting in here, buttercups, okay? Anywho, let's get started on these episodes. So before we get into a lot of things, because I'm gonna actually right off top when we start talking about people and what they got going on. I want to know your red flags and your green flags for each person as we start to discuss them. Okay, ladies. So let me get your immediate red flags that you got and your immediate green flags for the people. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep this in order because the first couple of episodes would be a little crazy until we start getting down to some solid couples. Okay, so we had a lot of mix and matching going on. I'm not gonna really spend too much time on the people that we didn't get to see because it's kind of pointless. All right, we only seen them for that short moment, but they don't be in the pods. So one of our first how do I say, one of our first get-togethers in the pods is with Ashley A and Tyler. How do you ladies individually feel about these two? Who want to go first? I'll let you go.
So for Ashley A and Tyler, I like them. I like them. I like their energy. I like their, banter and conversation. I really like them and how they kind of interact with each other. So my my red flag for them or each person.
Each person.
Okay, for Tyler, um my red flag for him is, has he come to terms with not being able to console his mom with the loss of the grandmother? So I don't know if he's come to terms with that. My green flag for him is that he's very open to talk about, anything from good, bad, and he's open to listen to her. For Ashley, I don't know much about her family because we heard a lot about his. But a green flag is the girl look good. The girl looks really, really good. And a red flag for her is she said that, she never had a partner before that she could pray with. And this is refreshing. And I'm like, how were you picking before? How are you picking? So that's it for two of them for me.
Miller, you want me to come back to you since you said your audio is breaking up? Or you want to try? Let me take you off mute. Can you hear? No, Poa. Miller, are you there? All right, we'll come back to her. So for me, my red flags with Tyler would probably be it's kind of hard because I'm still trying to really figure out my full red flags because my red flags and my green flags is kind of intertwined. So it's like a yellow flag with him or whatnot. It's he's emotional, but I'm like, is he too emotional? Like, it's good that he's open to his emotions and he's okay with being vulnerable in front of somebody. But are you too vulnerable? Too much? Like, are you? Because it's with these two. Well, with a lot of people on here, there was a lot of crying going on. It was a lot of crying. So I'm worried. Like, is he going to be stable emotionally? With a lot of things, can we have heavy conversations without you breaking down to tears? Can you not just get through giving me compliments without breaking down to tears? Like, it's almost giving who hurt you a little bit. you know, and I really do like the guy. There's a lot of appeal to him, but it's almost to the point where is if we make fun jokes or whatever, can we have a fun banter with one another without you being sensitive? You know. And so with Ashley, Ashley did speak on her childhood a bit, that her mom was married and divorced when she was 6, and then she had her stepdad for a second, and then her mom was out of that one, and she remembers she's going to the fact that she used to coddle her mom and saying that it's going to be okay, you'll have a good relationship, and she wants her a full out relationship. So my red flags with Ashley would be is, are you living in your mom's trauma? Are you afraid of actual marriage or whatever? And it seems a little bit conflicting because you want it so bad, you know. Or so it might be, her red flag might be what my red flag is, are you looking for that perfected one? And like you said, green flag, she is a beautiful woman, you know, seems very level headed, is smart. One more red flag is that she is a bit afraid to show her emotions. Now, he's overly emotional and she's motionless a lot of times. So they may work out because they're on polar opposites. But when she doesn't show emotion, how is that going to affect him? And when he's showing too much, how's that going to affect her? So we got to see that as we keep going. Miller, you could jump in whenever you can. You think you can again? I'm now calling the bait.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. So Tyler, I like green flag, attractive, handsome, I believe well spoken, well rounded. Red flag, like you mentioned, he is quite emotional, overly sensitive. He asks to talk about himself quite a lot, I feel. Or he speaks quite a lot on himself instead of was engaging with Ashley for the most part. Like he'll follow up, but then it's like, I got something to say, I got something to say. And then with Ashley, green flag, very attractive. Seems like she has a good head on her shoulders. Seems like got what she wants, or she knows what she wants for the most part. Red flag, she is kind of closed to herself. And very standoffish. I think that she wants a relationship, but she's afraid to get into a relationship. So she's kind of like gauging it from the outside.
Mm-hmm. But as we go on through the episodes, we know that they start to make a good bond with one another. So, as far as them as a couple, what do you ladies think about the two overall?
I see it working. I see it definitely has potential. I look forward to seeing where it goes, for sure. And you know, that's what I got. I want to see it. I want to see it progress.
I do want to see them progress. I do want them to, you know, have a successful relationship. My concern is when she asked, "Will you give up the password to your phone?" Are we going through phones now? You know, he said he's gonna give it up, but are you going to look for something, or are you going to review? What is the purpose? But she is very witty and funny. I loved her line about, you know, she's dating and looking in the clearance rack of men. I'm like, Ashley, Ashley, that was
in the back of the clearance rack. On the floor. What'd she say? On the floor. Find them in the gym on the back floor. I said, wow.
Oh, I loved it. She's very, very witty. She pulls us in. She's a great person in front of the camera. But I do wonder about that phone. Are we looking for stuff, or are we just reviewing? I'm concerned with that part. But he said, "Hey, you can have my phone. We can share the same password. It's cool."
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely a red flag, for sure. I have no problem with sharing passwords or having it. The question is the intent or the purpose. To have it just for the sake of having it, okay, no problem. You know, but when you have it with the intent to do harm or to go look for something, or because you're initially going into this on the defense, asking for that, that's something to be alarmed about. That says that you have a lot of past trauma that you have yet to unpack. And I don't believe that that is something you need to carry into your relationship. And then I guess that goes along with if you guys sharing locations and things of that nature. Like I said, these things are fine to do, but when you do it in abuse or you have ill intent behind it is where the problem comes in.
Are you doing it out of some insecurity that you have? Because then it grows the ill intent or whatnot. You already got, preconceived notions in the head of this person doing you wrong or stuff like that. So you start making up the stories and whatnot. And that, to me, for me personally, that's not something. I know we have to get a lot of particulars out early off or whatever, but that is just not necessarily something that I will want. Oops, the wrong person. I will want to have like right in the beginning of getting to know somebody. That's not one of my. I don't think that should be like a top question of determining whether I talk to you or not. Because therefore, when you ask me that, I'll probably be more like, probably shouldn't talk to you because I see this is going to be a problem down the line because your insecurities is going to overshadow the relationship. It starts with the password and then it's like you say, the location sharing and then more. And you're popping up at my house unannounced. So before we get to all of these problems, let's nip it in the bud early or whatever. You need to go and work on whatever is in you that make you feel that you need the password and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely another red flag that she does have. Them as a couple, for me, I so far like them. They kind of balance each other a bit. There's they're kind of they're a little bit level-headed, but when I say they balance each other emotionally, because she is on one extreme and he's on the other, they might be able to grow where they're both in a balance of each other, but it is going to take them doing a lot of communication. He's going to have to say, hey, you're going to have to show me a lot. My biggest question with them overall is when the reveal came, because she didn't give anything as if she was into him, attracted to him, nothing at all. Only time I've seen her do any kind of cheer is when she went to by herself. Now, this could just be her don't want to show anybody her poker face. She just don't want to show anybody. But then when she got back with the girls, if I purposely, after watching them, because they were one of the first couples to get engaged, I purposely watched everybody's come back into the groups and watch how they reacted. Everybody was excited about being proposed to their partner. And when she came in, it was kind of like, yay, we did it. And when all the girls hugged her, it's a small little clip. I wish I could show y'all, but I know Netflix is not going to let me do it. It's a small little clip where her eyes were it just went dead. It like nothing was there. So I was like, okay, girl, are we for pretend on this show? We just want to be seen because we are a beautiful girl? Or do you actually want to be married into this man? I'm watching them. I do like them as a couple. I think they'll make a very good looking couple, but I am watching them as they grow. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on the reveal?
I don't know if she really likes him. Maybe she does have to warm up to him, but her hugging herself and not even leaving her hands open for him to hold, it just screams to me, I want to sit next to you, but I don't want to be up under you. It could be that she's like, I don't want to go feet first because every time I jump in too far into the deep end, I get hurt. So maybe she's trying to be cautious. I just didn't like when he's complimenting her. She's like, same. Oh, you beautiful. You absolutely same. It's like Game of Thrones. If anybody watches Game of Thrones, all I kept hearing is shame and the bell ringing. I just was like, girl, could we have something? Can we not say ditto? Okay, don't say ditto. Verbalize it.
Boing, boing. Y'all know where that come from.
But it's like she was beautiful. I loved it. Her dress was very simple. I loved it. She looked gorgeous. He looked very handsome. He was like, put your makeup, your lipstick, your perfume all on me. I want it. he was very much vocalizing he was into her, and she was just like, same, same, same. I was like, girl, I need to feel, where is the love? Where's the love? For this man.
Where is the love? Go ahead, Millie. You have sound like she's taking a baby out the car. Okay, let me run it back real quick because Tyler is a nuclear security officer, and Ashley is a marketing director. Mentally, do you think these two can make the long haul?
I don't know. Maybe, I really don't know. I need to see them interact with each other more. I need to see them interact with the group. So they're, as a couple, how are they interacting with other people? He may have a high stress job. I'm not sure what part of security he's a part of, but definitely it's different careers. So they're not overlapping. They can certainly learn and talk to each other about it. Another thing I would ask is, we exchanging blankets up in here? We sending our blankets across the pods?
With our essence, the strong.
The essence.
It's the strong. Okay, so baby, he said.
And then, Bodie, why are you sniffing another man's, blanket from his woman essence? What is he doing up in here?
Freak vibes.
We are smelling another woman's essence. That wasn't for you, Bodie, and now I'm side-eyeing you. That if we exchanging blankets, are you going around sniffing? I mean, really?
That's a good point too, High Vibe. Maybe she doesn't want to say things. Well, she said that she didn't want to say things she don't totally feel, because she struggled to get to the "I love you" of it all. So she's not one to do it. Look at Auntie Handsome. Hi. Say hi. Hi, my baby. You got your mama on mute there, so we can't hear you. Can't unmute your guests because they chose to mute themselves. Okay. You chose to mute yourself.
No, yeah, I'm here. He's waving hi.
Hello.
Hi, you guys. So where are we?
We still on Ashley
and Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I am hopeful to see where they go. I am questionable about it just based on her standoffish. So it makes me want to feel like she has something else going on. Like she might be there for the cameras, or she might have another relationship in reality. I don't know.
Ooh, if you got some tea, let it be. Let us know.
I mean, I don't know. I'm taking a wild guess, but to be like that, like the level of excitement that you would expect one to have was not present like that. But like I said, she could be gauging it slow. Some people want to take it slow. When they really like somebody, they don't want to give off too much too early, like you mentioned. So that could be the case. So hopefully that is the case, because I think they have extreme potential.
So when you say give up nothing too early, but we're preparing to go down the aisle together, like
we'll be sharing a room together,
right? We about to be sharing.
So we're preparing to go down the aisle. We're sharing a room. So I mean, do I smash you within 3 hours because we're getting married, or everything? The timeline has progressed. So it's hard to gauge what you give and when you give. For her, she might just hold off to the last minute, then slap it on him. I don't know.
Or but, could it be? Could it be he's giving too much too soon? He is giving too much too soon.
Some people know what they want. Some people, believe it or not, even though they may want it, need to be convinced or need to feel that they're worthy of it. So, maybe that's the case. Maybe she wants it, but she doesn't believe it's real at this point.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that part. I think that's where it's at. Is that it's she kept saying it too. It's kind of too good to be true. I can't believe you're real and stuff. So to actually find this person, and then we have to remember what her first statement is: to be 30 and single is kind of like what to her, like is unreal to her. So she has a conception of where she should be at this point in life and who she should be with, and everything he's been saying thus far is great, but we know he's into her. Do y'all think physically she is into him?
After that reveal, I don't know. I don't know. She does point out his freckles. She does, seem interested. She eventually leans into him, but I don't know. She's not very verbal and she's taking it in. I think I agree with Mila in that she talked about a fairy tale. She wanted a fairy tale type of love, but it sounds like she's been let down before by who she thought was Prince Charming. And so she's probably taking it a little, mildly. Let me see if this guy is truly Prince Charming, because, two, it's only been 10 days. It's only been 10 days in the pods. So I could see a little hesitation, but at least have your hand open for him to hold it on the bench. Hugging yourself just tells me, don't touch me. Don't touch
That
me.
was
I'll
a weak
touch you.
move. That was a weak move for sure.
Well, any more thoughts on these two before we kind of move on? Was there anything from any of their other dates? I know we didn't get much other dates from the two of them outside of each other, but she did go out with Nick D, and she said that he was kind of smooth, little smooth operator for her or whatnot. Um, and I didn't really see Tyler with too many other women, so I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes it bothers me when we don't see them date multiple, because I know that they do. And when we don't get to see them connecting with other people and see how they operate with other people, it kind of bothers me a little bit. But y'all thoughts?
Well,
I
Tyler, okay, go ahead.
I was gonna you'll get to that point that like episode like 1 to 2 left for me a lot to be desired. Just an overall, because the series or how they showed the dates and who they showed dating, it was like, okay, what's going on? Who did what? When? Where are we? It just, I don't know. It progressed fast but slow. It just was like, okay, but I'm gonna watch it through. But that's what it gave me initially.
That was it.
I'm sorry, I was reading a comment. I don't know. I don't know. For them, I'm hopeful. What Tyler did say in an interview, because he's already interviewing, which that's a red flag for me. So he said that it's mandatory to kind of like go along with two, people all the way to the end before you propose. So we don't get to see who else he was talking to and how else he was talking to them. Um, I will say do have hope for Ashley with him, because what she did for his birthday in the pod um, is quite sweet. So I'm wondering if, as you guys are saying, it may be a cautionary slow burn for her. I'm wondering.
It's me going on a whole rant on mute. Anyways, they did two wonderful things. I was saying they did two wonderful things for each other. That one is, which Ashley wanted, is him praying, somebody that she could pray with, and he wrote down a prayer that they did together over one of their meals, and also she had wrote a long letter to him. And if I'm correct, was it him that wrote a letter to her dad to say what he would propose? Who was that? That wasn't him.
That
Okay,
was Tim. That was Tim.
that did that. Okay, yeah, okay, but yeah, they did two nice things for each other. I'm gonna keep high hopes. Personally, I'm gonna keep high hopes for them. I don't want to keep them too high because I don't want to be disappointed. Because I know there's some things, but when I do say this, I don't think that they should have any real thing unless some real scandalous things come out. I don't think they should have any real thing that they couldn't work out. And we're gonna keep it open for a scandal, but unless they have that, I don't think they should have anything that they can't really talk through or work through if they choose to. Go ahead, Miller. I know
So
you.
just yeah, so like just a general thought when it comes to this process in dating,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, conformity, I'm gonna call it like conformity bias or whatnot. So when I'm telling you I want somebody to pray with, now he's gonna become that guy to pray with. When I'm telling you, I want somebody who is like this, that person becomes, because they're in that representative stage still,
Mm-hmm.
of course, becomes that person. So is that like when you give people the answer to the test, they get it all right. So, in theory, is he really that religious guy who's going to show up and, check all the boxes that somebody really wants and is like deeply involved? Maybe, maybe not. That's why you can't tell people what you want, because they will check that box just to check your box.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you gotta keep them guessing which way you're going. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just tell them some stuff and see if they do it. Yeah, see if they actually paying attention or really just trying to con you. Anywho, any more thoughts? Any more thoughts on these two before we shift it over to another couple or another group of people, should I say, on the list? Because it starts to get a little messy in episode one. If y'all see my notes, I got arrows going in every direction on who who's linked up with who in the pod. I was like, I can't keep taking notes like this. I switched it up for this episode too. But any more thoughts on these two? Individual as a couple? Nothing. All right. Well, I'm gonna guess we'll go from how we shifted it in the pods because we know Ashley did do one date with Nick D. We got to see that, and everybody was saying that pretty much Nick D is a smooth talker, possibly a F boy? Question mark. We're not really sure yet. But he is a 28-year-old real estate agent, and he eventually finds himself linked up with Hannah, who is 26, and so they're both the youngest in the group. And Hannah is currently unemployed, so yeah. And we might as well go ahead and throw her triangle closure in there, Leo. Okay, she also decided later on that she was gonna try a little Leo for action, and that actually leads us to another door, which is Brittany. So as we go down these lines, what are y'all red flags on first Nick D, then Hannah, and then we'll get into the other two a little later. Your red flags and your green flags.
I can give you Hannah off the back. Uh, I'm giving insecure, red flag, insecure, self-conscious, on the face card, or on the body card, or on her appearance or whatnot, because she turned him down, because she felt that he would end up turning her down based off of appearance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, green flag, sweet girl, I think her face card doesn't decline. I think she's attractive. Um, Unemployed, red flag. Um, Red flag that she didn't go for the guy with, I mean, well, she. All right, I'm gonna put those thoughts on pause for right now.
You give me some green and red on Nick D real quick.
Nick Green. I mean, I didn't mind him. I didn't think he was a fuck boy. I mean, they all are. I mean, F boy. They all are who they are. Smooth talker. That doesn't mean he has confidence. He proceeds with it. So that wasn't an issue or a problem for me. Was he too smooth? No. Red flag was, I don't know, maybe he should have left when she said no the first time. That's my red flag. Like she ain't sure. She lacks that confidence. I mean, then again, you want. I don't know. You can help her build confidence, but my red flag is when you told me you didn't want me, why you still here?
Okay, so Nick, I agree with Mila that I didn't see a big problem unless we didn't get to see it. So maybe he was overly flirtatious, but he seems to be a conversationalist. He's in real estate. He is in sales. He has got to be able to talk to people on all kinds of levels and convince them to buy a house from him or have him represent them. So for me, Nick was more like, hey, I can talk to people. I can talk to anyone. I can have a conversation and it will be memorable. So even though they may say something about Nick, I think he just wanted to make sure he was memorable and somebody will remember him enough for another date. So for Nick, I don't know about his transition from being the athlete to being in real estate. I know Hannah did ask him about that later on, but we know that sometimes it's hard, that transition. So I wouldn't completely say it's a red flag. I'm going to give him a yellow on that because I don't know if that also affects his self-esteem issue. Hannah. Hannah's red flags for me is she don't stand 10 toes down. She is not committed. She is allowed to be swayed. She's like, when you blow a dandelion and all of the seeds just go flying. That's Hannah. She is blowing in the wind. And, I'm not sure about her friendships, but I couldn't have her as my friend long term because, ooh. Her green flag is that she is also personable. So she can talk to anyone, but it flows into deep analyzing of, well, what does that mean? How do they see me? And all of that stuff. I mean, her transition to her view of herself. Oh, calling babies ugly. Huge red flag. Okay, Hannah. You gonna look at a baby and say it's ugly? Okay. Hannah, I need Netflix to have strike that off of her record. But Hannah girl. I understand it's deep rooted, but it's real deep. I'm sorry, but I didn't have a problem with Nick unless we didn't see, But for the thing is that for what we saw, I was okay with Nick. But for all the ladies to say something about him, it gives me a pause about what actually were the conversations Nick was having. So that's my only thing with Nick as well.
I think because how I was listening to how the conversation goes, Nick generally brings up stuff once the ladies do. One lady's mentioned that she played basketball and he was like, oh, I'm a football player. As only with Hannah that I think he led with it a little bit more and then she went into the cheerleading of it all. But most of the time, I think his issue is like you said, he's a conversationalist. So therefore, he can flow into the conversation with ease. So for some people, he might be just too ready to answer. He's too quick with the answer. So it gives a red flag to them on you are in here bringing your representative because you don't think about anything that you give an answer to. You just always have it ready. So sometimes people find that find themselves a little bit more hesitant with you when you just always like that because you're always selling. It seems like you're always selling something. You have an answer for every little thing without having to think about what the question was asked. And that's also a problem. And his other problem for me is he doesn't really listen to understand. He listens for what he wants. And the reason I say that because both of their red flag for me, the biggest red flag they both have, him and Hannah, is that they both lie. They're both not being their true selves in these things. He's living off of his glory days, which is his athletic days, and I don't think he fully transitioned out of that, like you said. And I wonder how long ago was it when he tried out for the NFL or what, and how long he's been doing the real estate. Because I don't think he fully transitioned. He's still living off of that life. And I get a pause for anybody that's stuck in a period of their lives, because now you're stuck and not growing. You're not elevating or anything. You're stuck in that time zone, and everything else is moving around you. You're aging, you're doing all these things, but you're just stuck on those glory days. I have a pause for you. You know. Hannah, let me see. I'm gonna go through her green flags, of course. She is personable. She brings a certain type of comfort that, two different types of men are okay with opening up and talking to her. You know, that's always a good thing. She has a really great personality if she would actually lead with that more. However, like everybody else has said, her biggest downfall for me is that she is a follower, and a confused follower at that. She doesn't have her own ground or footing to stand on. She goes wherever the wind blows, and so that makes her easily manipulated. And then she is insecure about her weight. And I mean, we get Alex on here. She's a bit insecure, but you can notice the difference between the two ladies and their insecurities. Alex don't lead with her insecurities, but Hannah leads with her insecurities, and it leads her to deception. Because you're sitting, ma'am, when I sit there and say I am a cheerleader, or I used to cheerlead in high school, that's going to give him an impression of something in this day and age. He's not going to think about that was high school and I might have gained some pounds or anything like this. And then when we do talk about the weight loss that she had, when you say I lost 45 pounds, well, how much did you have before? Or where are you now? We don't start getting into that. And you purposely left all of that out for a long time, which is okay. Because as long as they don't ask about your weight, you really don't have to tell them. But that's something that bothers you. So for me, I feel like that's something you should just get out the way. Because if a person don't love you for your insecurities, they're not going to love you at all. So you need them to actually love the part of you that you don't love yourself until you actually can. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be the insecure one and find a person that don't like that either. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you at all. Because you got to either love it, or you got to get with somebody that loves it enough for you, or love it for you to be able to start loving it. So I don't know. As far as these two, though, we know that they go up and down, round and round, and play a lot of games with each other. So she was with him, then she quit him, then she got him back. How y'all feel about this whirlwind of a romance? Elsie, go ahead. She said, "Time it the freak out."
Time out, Netflix. The last time people dumped the person, they were gone. It wasn't even time to say, "Hey, I made a mistake." So why are we doing second chances? Is this what we're doing? Because if this happens in future seasons, that the person changes their mind and their interest doesn't come back, I'm a side eye you that you have a preference for either Nick or Hannah. That's all I'm thinking. Like, last time we had this, the person was gone. The only one time, somebody, I guess, what was it, Johnny, changed her mind, and then the dude was like, "You know what? No, you made your choice, and he left." But when Johnny was dumped, she left right away. I just don't get the second chance. You pick somebody else. Again, Hannah is not standing 10 toes down. You choose another man. And then here's Nick. "Oh, well, you choose me? You want me back? Here I am." I'm thinking, Nick, with that, you here for the show. I'm sorry. You just here for the show and a good time and not really for her. But that's just me projecting, because if you tell me you want somebody else and you dump me, I'm not a second chance person. I'm a one chance. You get it right the first time, or you don't ever see me again. I'm sorry. Not happening. But Netflix to bring Nick D back, I'm like, y'all are helping her with her indecision. Oh my gosh, I needed her to understand in her youth, sometimes you give up the wrong one. Sometimes it is the right one to give up, but you will learn to when you make a decision, make the right decision, or make a decision and just stand on it. But to bring Nick back, oh my golly. Oh, I was
say,
pissed.
So,
no number twos. We don't do number twos, Coach. I'll tell
so I think editing left a lot to be desired, because normally, and I've seen in the past, when they cut somebody, that was their soul and their only person they were dating. So if I'm not here for you, I'm gone. But I think in his case, he had other things going on that was not shared with a, okay, Papa. They had other things going on that was not shared with us as to why we felt like they brought him back. He never left because he had other things going on that editing did not um give us a chance to see. So yeah, that's what I think on that part.
He was her number one, then it was her number two, then he dropped down to her to her number one, but then the girls talked her out of it being number one. Then he went down to number three. It,
Who else was he dating?
he didn't have no really other strong connections because everybody, for the most part that we seen, said that he was a smooth talker. So everybody kind of opted out, and that's what swayed her decision because all of the other ladies kept looking at her like Nick D. Ew, why? And every time you would cut to her face, she would always have this expression like why y'all saying why to my choice instead of standing on the ground. Well, thank you, girl. Get out of my way because that's me. That's who I want or whatever. She let all their talks about him being a smooth talker and possibly a player get to her head because of her insecurities with herself. She's thinking like, oh, he's a kicker off the football team. He's probably got this look. He can get any girl or whatever. He's a smooth talker. She didn't realize all the ladies had not wanted to talk to him or whatever. She just started putting herself in the position of, I'm going to be competing with all these people. He's not going to want me because woe is me, my body shape and all this stuff like that. So I don't know. Me personally, you get rid of me, let me stay gone. Let me stay gone because I don't know. I feel like I'm not gonna say I would have ill intent towards you when I come back, but I just really feel like you didn't want me in the first place because I'm gonna be like Brittany. You should know. You should know. At some point, you should know what you want. And
So,
she made a clear decision on Leo. She was like, I'm gonna go with my other choice.
so that's why I said this left a lot to be desired, because I felt like they needed a drama situation, and that was
But
the
they didn't
best they
need
could
that
come up
because
with.
they had it with Brittany and her. They could have still got it with Brittany and her. This is her. Now I
They
do
needed
agree
something.
that production probably had a hand in some things maybe with her because she's easily swayed it in different directions. However, a lot of it is her decisions because of her own insecurities, so I don't know. Speaking from Nick D's perspective though, Milla, would you have came back or do you
Oh,
fault him for coming
absolutely. I would have been back. It's an opportunity to be on TV. It's an opportunity to make some more money. It's an opportunity for more sites and views and things of that nature. So why not come back? Oh, she didn't want me. Yeah, but if I work this like this, I could still see something else out of it. So hell, why not?
back? Ooh, it's the dark artist in her.
Yeah, I will come back too because first you didn't want me, now you all up on me. I would have been right back there. I would be plugging my real estate business. I'll be plugging my personality. I would be there for it. And he said he's a what? What did he tell her?
He's a real estate agent.
No, but everybody in the chat is talking about they need another Megan Fox, but he compares himself. He's a not so buff Henry Cavill, and I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
but that's what I was gonna say. He's the Megan Fox of it all because he don't he the one who giving out what he looked like and telling everybody he a punter, knowing that the punters are Julie not that tall either. And let's remind ourselves on the fact that she got rid of man because he was an inch shorter than her. Now
Inches matter.
I
Inches
know.
do matter.
Hold up, I was getting there. I know when we do put the heels on, this is one thing or not. But if you understand nature of football, a lot of football players are really not that tall overall. You may have the quarterback, you may have the wide receiver and stuff. Buff is a different thing. But when we start saying kicker, generally the kicker is a little guy, all around stature. He's generally a little guy. Now the foot game might be a little different, so you might be going in for a different reason. I don't know. I figure like if you got a kicker, you got to have you a nice size kick and shoot. That's all I'm saying. So it could be a different reason on what we gonna do this.
And flexibility as a kicker. He knows how to stretch.
Before I get ahead of myself, Elsie, keep me in line, because I don't see it. Did these two get to see each other?
Not by episode 3.
Okay, they didn't have a reveal yet. Okay, we are locked in with these two though. We are locked in with these two, but they didn't get their reveal. So, let's skip over to Brittany real quick, and then we'll jump into her and Leo. But we're gonna skip into Brittany, because I know there's back and forth between Hannah and Brittany when it comes to figuring out which direction you gonna go, so I know which direction I can go or whatnot. What are your red flags and green flags on Brittany?
Brittany is very self-aware. Brittany knows what she wants. That is a green flag. Red flag, Brittany is a true player. She is playing this well. And she, says it. She has dated ball players and rock stars. She knows she has to compete amongst a group of women. Usually she, is able to be seen while doing this. And this time she's really got to put her, chops, and get her, verbal and language and reel him in another way. But Brittany is a formidable player, I gotta say. At first, I underestimated her, but not by too much. I always look at the opponent really hard, and I thought Brittany was going to go away really quickly. But no, Brittany is here to stay. A big red flag for Brittany. The only thing she cooks is a smoothie. Okay? Only thing she cooks is a smoothie. Huge red flag. But green flag, she is self-aware. She knows who she is. She knows what she wants, and she is willing to play this game to get it. Okay?
Baby, a smoothie is a lot in her world. She don't eat. Baby don't eat, okay? A smoothie is a big deal. And everybody can't make a good smoothie. So if she can make a good smoothie, she might be on to something, all right? Miller, what's your green flags and red flags with Brittany? Is she there? Miller, you there? Going once, going twice. Well, I'm gonna read not Trey Songz, Lord jeez. Trey Max. My bad, brother. Don't shoot me. Trey Max. We lost her for a second. Should be back. Trey Max. He said, Brittany is honest. I'll say that. I guess, and respected. Keep her away from me. Okay. Well, let me see. I got another green flag in there for her. Green flag, she would play her role as a trophy wife. Red flag, she is useless. Lord damn it.
Dang, is she really useless?
Damn it.
She's an esthetician. She'll be a trophy wife that will keep your skin glowing. So is she useless?
And baby, a good esthetician be hard to find, baby. Shoot. And her skin is very nice. She got some good skin. Let me see. Her red flags for me is she has a very bubbly personality. You know what I'm saying? Her vibes are very nice. They're chill, relaxed. Though she says she's not about the drama, she does sits in the drama a little bit. Okay, she playing the drama a little bit. She stirs the pot just a little bit. She do it, but she does it in a nice way. You don't really, she just sprinkles a little seasoning on top, but you don't really know that she added something to your pot until like later on. So she got a good way about doing it. And like you said, Elle said, she knows how to play the game. That is her red flag. I mean, your green flags. I think that she does. It's not that she does know how to play the game, but she's aware there is a game to be played. I think that is her red flag because she still can't get out of competition mode with other ladies. And you hear it through little things. Like I said, she sprinkles little gems all through there or whatnot because she tells us how she's tired of having to compete with all these women. And she also has sized Hannah up and it's like, girl, is this really my competition? And let him see me. If he has to see me to choose. So there is still some competitor level to her. Um, Unlike what Leo tries to tell her, some of her red flags is she is a little bit ditzy, and ditzy not in a bad way, but she leads with her heart a little too much, you know. And unfortunately for her, because her lifestyle in the past has been for fun, which we already know what fun girls are, you know what I'm saying? We're kind of chasing the money of it all, we're chasing the experiences of it all. Now it's a little bit too late to be trying to lead with your heart because your heart really doesn't know what it wants outside of the money of it all. She still wants that lifestyle. So I need her to be just a little bit more honest. Is like, listen, I just need somebody to afford me because I'm expensive. We ain't doing no 50-50 like she told us. I need you to do 90-10 if you can't do the full 100. Okay. 90. I ain't putting in 10. I ain't putting in the 10. The 10 is, I need the 10 for me. If you doing 90, I still need the 10 for me since you can't give me the full 100s.
She said these men DC are 50-50 hard. 50-50 hard.
50 is not her thing, baby. 50-50 is not her thing at all. She is not with it.
She has been maintained well by her previous, relationship. She screams at me like, if I feel like being an esthetician part-time, that's all well and good. But my expensive lifestyle can be funded by my suitor. That's what it gives. That's what it gives. And I like Brittany because, as Leo says, people underestimate her and don't think that she's, don't think that she's a good competitor or that she is competition. And when they called her Bunny, I was like, don't be fooled. Bunny rabbits can scratch. Bunny rabbits can scratch you up. So you calling Brittany a bunny?
They bite and they do a whole bunch of little things. Them little things be evil when they want to. They cute and fluffy, but don't let it fool you, okay? Just remember Bugs Bunny is a bunny rabbit. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the mischief he got into.
Elmer Fudd couldn't get away, okay?
All right. So, you got to be careful about who you calling bunny. She did not like it either. She didn't like it. She laughed right with it and stuff. And that's one of her good traits that she can just laugh right with it. But she like, I'm counting, count your days, heifers. Count your effing days because I wrote it on a list and I'm scratching off names. Just remember that. She coming back for you, hoes. She gonna be back around. But she ended up linking up. She ended up linking up with Leo. Whew. We might here be on a list of red flags for a while. How much time we got?
I need to pull out a red sheet for Leo. It needs to be a California king size bed sheet for Leo. Forget flag. Oh, child.
Okay, let's start with the green flags of Leo, if there are any. He got all his teeth.
Leo has a family business. He has generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
He has a full head of hair.
Mm-hmm.
He dresses, nicely.
He has a Rolex.
Some of the fellas actually like him and talk to him. What else?
Unfortunately, we didn't get to behind all of his manipulative going back and forth and trying to figure out what the ladies like and all this stuff so he can say the right thing to them. We didn't get much about Leo outside of he lost a lot of his family in a short period of time. So his transition into money has been real quick. Or let me say the leadership of the money has been real quick. I'm gathering that this generational wealth hasn't been many generations in. He leads with his money, but doesn't want nobody to lead. I mean, don't want nobody that wants him for his money. So, yeah, thank you. Exactly why I said what I said. It's franchise. You said exactly what I said. Money talks, wealth whispers. So that's why I'm saying I don't think his generational wealth has been very long. It's giving. It started with grandpa. It continued to dad or whatnot, but he wasn't going to go into the family business direction at first. When he started off his conversation, it was giving, I'm finding myself. But in the midst of finding myself, a lot of tragedies happened that led me here. So I was still out playing and living off of my family's wealth, but I actually was not contributing to the family wealth. That's what it gives me. It gives me, I've been living off my legacy, my name's legacy. I mean, yeah, the legacy of my name, but I haven't really been contributing to continuing or furthering the legacy, so to speak. And I just kind of question, why are you here? You're into money. You have money. You're an art dealer. I'm pretty sure you come across a lot of beautiful, attractive people in your day to day. Why are you on this show? Why at this point in time are you looking for love? And I wish these ladies would have stopped and really asked him that question, especially after he decided to tell us that he lost so many people. Because are you just doing this out of grief to try to have somebody now or whatnot? Would this had been the same decision had your people still been alive? Would you still be considering marriage right now in this day and age? And yes, I agree. He doesn't have a personality, so that's why I'm saying he has a list of questionable flags. I'm not going to call them all red because some of them are not that bad, but it's a lot of questionable flags for him. There should have been a lot more questions being asked, but however, we've been changing the topic every time a serious question get asked. Brittany doesn't want to have any serious conversations. She just wants to have the fun of it all, and Hannah just okays everything he says. No, it's fine. No, it's great. No, that's wonderful. So we letting this man ice skate through this process, really, and being able to manipulate it in the way he wants. And when we get down to the manipulation of it all, we start to get into these little antics that he sit there and have with a person with money that throws tantrums all the time. It's one of these.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry! 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 I'm sorry!
And just like how he ended that and went on about his day, if you have seen this movie, you see this movie, just like he ended that and went on about his speech. That's what it be given to me when I sit here and watch Leo in operation and stuff like that. Like he'll give you the tears. I'm sorry. Why you do this to me? Why you just couldn't wait? I waited to the end. I was doing all this for you and stuff. You were my number one along with my other number one. I had two number ones, but you both were number one. Like what? Sorry, do you know how to do numbers? Do we know how to count? It can only be one number one. I just want somebody to love me for me, but not my money. But did I tell you guys about how much money I have? Like what? I wanted to have so much nice high hopes for Leo at the beginning when I got his story and some of this stuff. I just thought he was just like an awkward kid that really did just come into some money and stuff. But I'm like, you're using this. You're using this to play your game. And I'm like, see, this is where I love my culture, because my culture gave us Coming to America. Eddie Murphy showed us how to have the money, but play your role to find out if a person really gonna like you for you and not your money. You could have came over here and acted all the way broke, not mention how you got your money and stuff like that. You could have left that out, and you would have actually found out which one of these women's actually want to talk to Leo? Not the art dealer, not the one who came into money and all this stuff like that, who actually want to talk to Leo. So I don't know. Miller, we talking about Leo and Brittany. You want to jump in and give us your red flags, green flags? Miller?
So Brittany, green flag, attractive, knows how to play the game, and is for the game. She's definitely for the game. Red flags is she's for the game. She knows how to play it. She's rock stars and whatnot, so she has a good mouthpiece to how to persuade a guy into liking her, into wanting her. She plays that innocent kind of, I'm down for you, I'm fun, I'm the life of the party, you're going to enjoy me. Red flag, does not give wifey materials. Gives trophy wife, but in today's society, none of these guys are on here. Maybe the one guy can afford a trophy wife, but he don't want one, so ain't nobody for a trophy wife, so she don't have a place in my eyes. Leo. What about Leo? He talks entirely too much about what he has. He doesn't want somebody so red flag is he doesn't want somebody for his money, for what he has going on, but that seems to be his only conversation piece. How well off he is, his background, how he got into his money, where he came from, like his money story is his main line, is his pitch. So that's my red flag on him. Green flag is he got his shit together. He got he's articulate, I guess, educated, has a good background, has financial stability. So a lot of these people, they red flags is they green flags, they green flags is they red flags.
Very much true. Do you ladies see these two making it as a couple, or could they make it as a couple? Or should they make it as a couple?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because like she stands for everything he's not for. She is completely the polar opposite of quote unquote what he desires.
Who are you talking about, Brittany or Hannah?
Brittany.
Okay.
Hannah, she's young-minded, so I don't believe she's really ready to advance with someone on that level.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think nobody that he's talking to is for him. Nobody that he has put his interests or his eggs in their basket is for him. Hannah, she needs to go ahead and be with the other young guy because they both young-minded. They might figure it out on just sheer luck. And Brittany, I think she just needs to just be a thorn in somebody's side because that's all she's going to be. When they come and we haven't got there, but when they get to the point when they start meeting everybody, she's gonna be that person that's gonna lure the next man. You know what I'm saying? That got away into her lion's den, and that's just what it is in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's what Brittany wants either, because she did say ball players and rock stars, and that he does not look like. I'm sorry. He may have the deep pockets, but he does not look like the athlete or rock star she's probably used to dating. For Hannah, I think her insecurities, especially she doesn't know much about the art world. He's like, oh, I liked you because you didn't ask me about my job. And she admitted, I don't know much about it. So I'm thinking he's going to get tired of having to explain, even though he said, I'm a teacher, I'm a teach her. I think he's going to find it hard to keep on explaining, and she's going to feel overwhelmed. And, since she's unemployed, she is looking for someone to sponsor 100%, at least until she finds another job. And Brittany is, said she came to be a trophy wife, and she said it. And he said that's not what he wants. So either he's confused or he's hoping that Brittany is aesthetically pleasing. But, unless he wants to live on smoothies alone, Brittany ain't his girl.
I hear what you're saying on Brittany as far as aesthetically, he may not be the one because he's a rock star. I mean, he's not a rock star or athlete, but I don't think it's just the aesthetic part, if it's even that. I think it's more so the lifestyle that those two particular groups bring. They're generally going to be out partying or be within some type of environment where things are going on, and it's other celebrities or other athletes, other people of a certain stature present, and she wants to be in that field still. She wants to be in that area. She's been competing with them girls in that area for a long time. It's nothing better than go back around and say, look what I got too. What I'm saying? Huh?
So it was Brittany who was like, I think I need to go back to school because I don't even know what any of this stuff is. Was it Brittany who said that? When she
Hannah.
That was Hannah.
Hannah said that?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. So, in the stage and age that they both are, this might be unpopular opinion, but I agree with Deonna. I do feel like they're in the age of stage. Brittany and Leah are in the age of stage for each other. Will it be a good, working, functional relationship? Probably not. Probably not at all, because he wants... My problem is, I don't think he wants to change, but he wants something different. He wants somebody to actually see him deep down inside. I just don't think he knows how to go about doing that without flashing the fact that he has money. She also wants the same thing. She wants somebody to actually just love her and be on her, but she also has to have that security of, you can afford my whole lifestyle. That's going to be a very hard find for her, especially coming off of the platform that she once was on. You were competing in these arenas with other women, and you didn't get it before you turned 30. So it does get really hard to get recruited by a new team once we start getting over our age cap, because how they look at it, and don't take no disrespect to this, Brittany, if you are listening to this, how they do look at it as you've been passed around, regardless if you have or have not. If you've been with one or two athletes, unfortunately, you've been with pretty much the whole crew. So you're going to have to go for something different, and you might have to adjust your lifestyle if you want love now.
Danger, she smashed the homie. Danger, she smashed the homie.
Allegedly, there's no evidence of that.
There's allegedly. No allegedly. It's just how they think. A lot of times it's like, and don't get me wrong, it's not like you can't find you a person still within that. Don't get me wrong, because people have, but you have to also have something going for you. And it can't just be the esthetician. You also have to be within the community yourself, as far as the athlete, a rock star, or something like that. So I don't know, I'm not saying that you can't find it, but that overall perfect person might be hard to come by. You still a very beautiful girl. And two, you are a little bit of a Hannah too. You kind of get manipulated because your focus is on one thing, and it's not love. It's not love. It's the love of money, but it's not the love of a person or the love of their heart. I'm going to say that much, because the fact that you sit here and let Leo play in your face like you did, and by the end of episode 3, you're still considering to be with him. And I think that's a red flag for her too, because she has been chasing fun for so long. Now she's getting into a desperate phase of her life. She doesn't necessarily have to be there, but she's put herself in that box. She's pressured herself into that, oh, I'm 30 some years old, I'm not married, I don't have any kids. Pressure is on, I need to hurry up and find a husband. So she's getting into that desperate phase. And here we are finding ourselves with a man that has basically yelled at another lady on why she did not wait to make her decision, while he got you both at number one. Openly got you both at number one. And manipulate you to find out what your ring size so you can continue to talk to him instead of be on the same path of, I'm really not sure about you anymore. Leo, you're going to attract what you are, sweetheart, because, hey, I'm not about to try to help you, sir, because you leading with all the wrong things, and that's on you, brother, okay? And I know, Tyler said that in the men's lounge, he didn't really pick up on much of those conversations, but apparently the camera did, and he said it enough for us to be watching them all. He did enough of those conversations, enough for us to watch it.
Yeah, he gave them enough footage for them to keep on playing it, and it's not even repeating the same scene. It's multiple scenes.
Mm-hmm. So I think they're in the right age and stage to be together. It's not gonna last. So we're gonna watch it blow up as we continue with episodes, because it's looking like from the end of episode 3. I'm not giving no spoilers, but if you really look at the end of episode 3, you do see her standing in front of a door. So it does look like she has made the choice to continue to journey off with him. Did she make the right choice? We don't know. We will find out as we continue. Do you think Hannah made the right choice as far as choosing Nick D over Leo?
Yes, she's unemployed. I mean,
you gotta elaborate. Because Leo's the rich one, though. Leo's the for sure rich one. So did she make the right choice if she's unemployed?
But Nick is in real estate. They'll have a roof over their head.
Yeah, I mean, they both have, fairly high paying, like Nick D he's not broke. He has money. And for some reason, I feel like he'll kind of give it up easier than Leo. Leo, like, yo, I know I can take care of everything, but I need, you need to put in on this too. You know what I'm saying? I think Nick D might let her slide. Pay your own phone bill, your cell phone bill. I take care of everything else, babe. I got you. You know what I'm saying? I love me a little thickum. That's what Nick D saying.
You can't call her a thickum. You cannot call her a thickum. Because just saying we may be cute together had her going off the rails.
In her head, she's a thickum. Okay? I mean, she's probably a size 8 or 10 in reality, I mean, probably an 8 or 10. I mean, her thick is probably, 165 in her head, I'm a solid 221, you know what I'm saying? 14, 16, slim, thick Snickers. But
girl,
I'm just saying though, I know hands down, I weigh more than her and I'm bigger than her, but you know what I'm saying? But I ain't got no problem with me. Nobody else does either. But so.
But that's why I be saying, when you had a certain confidence with yours, you carry yourself differently. You don't lead with that. That's not a concern in the back of your head because you're okay with how you look. You're okay. She's not, and unfortunately for Hannah, I'm not going to put all the blame on her. It does stem from childhood. You know what I'm saying? At a point, it sounds it's a two-part thing to it. It sounds, one, that she doesn't have good self-control on her eating. Because if your mom got to lock up a refrigerator or whatever, she got to lock up cabinets from you, you don't have good self-control on there. But also, too, you might have a disorder within you that makes you gain a lot of weight. I don't know all the things that she was eating. Because I'm like, Mom, you don't have to lock it up if you don't buy it. If you buying her, junk food and all this stuff, you don't have to lock it up. Just don't buy it. But if she's eating all the healthy snacks, too, and she's still gaining weight, she might just have a weight issue, like a disorder. I don't like to say disorder because it's not, but like
she may be genetically predisposed to weight gain.
Yeah.
Wait
So,
though, but I don't know who said it in the chat though, but they was like, yeah, she quit her job. They was like, yeah, because she worked at McDonald's.
now somebody said she worked at McDonald's. Well, we don't know, because she told us that she came from a well-off job, that she put all her stock and stuff into working and making her money, and now she wants to focus. Her job has been overtaking her presence and ability to be out there to look for love. So
She was in medical sales, so I could see that.
Managers at McDonald's make good money. Excuse me, they make good money.
Nobody didn't say they didn't. But what she was doing definitely was not manager money at McDonald's money.
It was medical sales, so definitely.
Let me ask you this: where's she from again?
Baltimore.
Maryland?
Baltimore.
Maryland?
She's from West Virginia, but she's living in Baltimore now.
So, I mean, she made good money, though, but in theory, what's the cost of living?
In that area,
yeah, Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? It's not our problem. She's not the LA.
Or New York.
Baltimore, Maryland is not high. I literally last month was looking at property. You can buy a place for like $142,000.
That's why I said she made good money for over there.
That's what I'm saying. So,
oops, somebody said it's high as hell.
Well, it depends on your standards. But she don't really got some, so.
Ooh. Shots are fire. Let me get the Tommy out.
Trying to say she's bringing West Virginia to Maryland. For Hannah, I think she made the right choice, but I could see a hesitation in that choice. She seems to be going back to how she said she dated the high school athlete and she's a cheerleader. So I'm wondering if she's worried about, I'm doing this all over again. I'm picking the athlete again. And, athletes have a certain look, even though he may be the indoor league, even though he may be the DCG league, it's still, he was an athlete. And she has some, insecurities about that. But girl, he was the kicker and the punter. Okay, ain't nobody checking for him. I'm sorry for all the kickers and punters out there, but ain't nobody really checking for you. You ain't the high on the totem pole as far as the athletes and positions in football. Whatever. So I'm wondering if that's her hesitation. But she had a right to. She should have given up Leo first, but Leo, he went diabolical. I'm sorry, Leo.
I feel it's going to get a little complicated. I feel she made the wrong choice. I don't think she should have chose Leo. I'm not going to say that. But I think that for the fact that she dismissed Dick D prematurely, because she didn't have to. You have all the way up until whenever, you know what I'm saying? They say this is part of the process is done. You have all the way up until the last day to give you your answer. I feel because she dismissed him, she shouldn't have brought him back. You should have just let him go. Stick to that or whatever stuff. And if you regret it later, you just regret it later. That's all it is. But the fact that you let him go, you shouldn't have. Now, do I feel like Nick D was the best choice for her? Yes, because she was more honest and forthcoming with him on a lot of things. He knew she didn't have a job already because she had no problem stating, but I don't have a job right now. Do you think your stuff will cover our expenses? So you were yourself. You were the most authentic you with Nick D. That's where you should have been, period, in the first place. You shouldn't have let nobody talk you off of that square or nothing like that because you were free. You were free to be you with him. She had an easier time telling him about her weight issue and everything. That's where she should have been from jump, and she shouldn't have swayed it over to Leo in the first place. That money part of Leo hooked her in. She tried to act like it didn't. Oh, that don't matter. That doesn't bother me, ma'am. You were trying to go about it for the wrong ways. Either it was the money or you were trying to compete with Brittany. And because you kind of knew you had Leo because Leo's kind of like all over the place, his daggone self. You might have been thinking you was doing something, but the fact that you decide that you're gonna drop him, and as soon as Brittany play her game, well, let me throw Leo up in here, so let me throw his name up in here, see which one of y'all ears perk up. Oh, it's you, Hannah? Oh, okay. Okay. Hannah dropped out. It's like, oh no, let me go get Nick back. I think I made a mistake. Yes, you did make a mistake, ma'am. You shouldn't have let that man go. So I do feel like no, she made a wrong choice by bringing him back. But
subconsciously, I think that like you said, she was trying to play a game. It's like here this girl is, kind of like her desired for look or appearance wise or whatnot. So she felt that she had to compete, and she felt that she wanted to compete. So she felt that she competed with her and she won over her, that she was it would boost her confidence and make her feel like a more valued competitor. Mm-hmm. So I agree with you. Like she saw that as a opportunity to conquer.
Hannah immediately heard that Brittany was also dating Leo and counted herself out. Mm-hmm. She immediately felt like she was a goner. So why try with him when, you probably won't compete? And even if he chooses you, when we get to see each other, maybe he'll see, he'll have buyer's remorse. She went into a rabbit hole in her head. And yes, Brittany did drop that name just to see a reaction. And I think she knew Hannah was talking to Leo, mm-hmm. and kept it close to her vest until she decided to drop that dime while she was giddy and happy from a wonderful date, even though, we know the dates with Leo weren't that wonderful, because at a certain point, Brittany was like, can I just have some fun?
Yeah. Brittany didn't want to get into none of the weeds and none of that stuff. And you know what? I do commend both the ladies, because they kind of didn't want to talk about the other. He always kind of come in, he was always triangulating the whole situation. If you ever really notice it, he come in, I got this other connection and this and that or whatever. And most of the time it's the ladies. I don't really want to talk about that. Can we just stick with us? Can we just stay right here in this moment? So, I do commend them both for that. They do have a conversation with each other. And like I said, as much as Brittany liked to act like she's not into the mess, she was ready to have that conversation with Hannah when Hannah came back in that room. Child, she was like, right here, I got your seat warmed up, baby. I have warmed it. I got your blanket and got your cup. You ain't even got to go get no tea. I got you. Tell me what he said, what he do, and all this stuff. And I'm sorry, Hannah, as much as you kept telling Leo, I'm not going to go help. I'm not going to go tell her anything. Though he was telling her to say that she's my number. Leo, what in the effing hell was you thinking? Go tell my number two. Please go tell my number one that they still my number one. We're in the pimp game.
We ain't there yet. Episode 3 ended with him badgering her.
Oh, I went too far. Oh, damn it. Thank you. Reel me back in. Reel me back in.
Is it too late? Is it too late, Hannah? Tell me, is it too late?
I'm sorry.
I did not hold it against you that you were dating someone else too. I knew you were dating someone else, and now you're holding it against me. Come on, Hannah.
It's like how she holding it against you because she made her decision. What? She really frustrated me in that scene. I was like, girl, stand your ground. You asked for the man to come back. And see, that's why I should have said that she should never ask for the man to come back. Because look how you acting once the man come back and tell you I love you. Now you over here crying with this other man.
Because she done told Brittany, I'm done with him. You can have him. And now she's thinking, I got to go back to this ladies' lounge and tell Brittany, I'm sorry. I may have made a mistake again.
Prematurely again.
But here's how, Brittany's game plan, and I made a note of it. I don't know if you guys caught this, but when we initially saw Brittany hanging out with the girls, she was hanging out with Taylor, mm-hmm. and I think it was Ashley W. Mm-hmm. And they were playing a little My Husband's Wonderful or Perfect Butt.
Mm-hmm.
Then later on, we see her with Hannah, and I believe it's Monica and another lady on the couch. And Brittany is, they're having a great old time laughing. And Brittany's like, oh my God, I haven't had this much fun. Maybe I was with the wrong group.
Mm-hmm.
No, Brittany, you were getting closer to Hannah to scope her out.
Mm-hmm.
You just weren't going to be hiding behind the counter like previous seasons. You were going to infiltrate the group and find out what they're talking about and make sure Hannah talks about her dates.
Yeah, she sure. I accidentally said your name. I didn't really say it. I said it out loud to everybody, but I didn't mean to say your name. But I found out who you're dating. So where am I ranked? Number one, number two? How am I ranked to her? And it just bothered her. It bothered her that, and it's so funny when it happens every single time, every season this happens. When they find out and they start comparing themselves to the other person that they know their person is talking to, forgetting that the person has not seen that person or nothing. So they just go, oh my God, I can't believe you're talking to this person over me. You like this person over me. It's like, ma'am, sometimes your personalities are just not that great. Your looks can be awesome. Like my boy Lucky Day say, you a 10, but that attitude ain't fine. So sometimes you got to say we're not just competing with looks in all fields. Like in this setting, we don't just compete with looks. Now it might backfire on some people later on because looks do kind of matter, but right now it's about who you are as a person. And in comparison to Hannah, you might not be as high up as you think you are. And it was telling when she sat there and said, I can't use my superpowers in this thing. So you only value yourself down to your looks. You have no other superpower that you can pull out your bag. No tricks or nothing else that you have up your sleeve to locking the man in. That's probably why you are a beautiful woman unmarried at this point in your life. Because you lack depth. And you don't cook. So you kind of like a double whammy. Yeah, double whammy. You know what I'm saying? You can make some good reservations. I don't know. But
maybe she makes sure that you get the premier table. But Leo was given spoiled child. It was giving, how dare you dump me? I want to be able to choose between two. So how dare you take that choice away from me? I was not happy. I was mad at the TV. I wanted to throw something at it, but I'm like, no, Leo is not going to replace my TV. So let me just yell at the TV, and my dog just comes to comfort me like, is everything okay? I'm like,
no, it's not. Attack!
Don't you see this? You can hear him because I had headphones on, so the dog can't hear, but I'm like silently yelling at the TV. But I was like, Leo, you just don't want to be down for the count. You probably had it played in your head how you were going to choose or dump someone. It's giving me that, maybe Leo never had the opportunity to dump someone before. I don't know. That's just a speculation, but he was not having it. Hannah, how committed are you? Is this decided? What are you doing? And then said, I didn't know you had all these feelings. Again, Leo keeps talking or saying feelings. He does not express feelings. He does not speak on feelings. So when he's like, I didn't know you had these feelings, of course not. You never asked her and you never expressed feelings to her. So come on, Leo.
I'm holding this pillow right now because I'm thinking about you. I wish it was you.
Get out of here.
This guy. Meanwhile, she's sliding down the walls. She's sliding down the walls. And if I'm Nick D looking back at this, I'm like, man, left me gone. Like, leave me where I was. I was on my way to the airport, chick. Like, you called me back for you to slide down the walls for another man. Is you serious or is you like what? Ma'am, That was wild. That was wild. Like you are literally letting this man sit here and gaslight you just for him. It, okay, let me go to my notes before because I know half of their conversation went into episode 4. Let me before I go crazy again, y'all stay with me. Okay, let me shut up. All right. Anywho. On Sunday, we'll be on LCID channel, LCID 932. Okay, we will finish this conversation about Hannah and Leo, okay, because it carries over to episode 4. Let me check my daggone notes.
Good save. Good save.
So, we are left on a cliffhanger with these two. Is it too late for these two? Okay, because they were still arguing by the end of this episode. Let me see. I'm going back through my notes to make sure. Was there anybody else? Oh, we did see Tim and Alex, and we got to meet Bowden and Marissa and Ramses. So we'll definitely talk about them. Tim and Alex, we'll get them. We also got Monica and Steven. Okay, so we forgot about Jared. You know what? Let me switch it up a little bit. Let's get some love back in the air with a little bit of confusion, but a lot more love than any confusion. Our other couple that, before I go too far, did Jared and Taylor make it to the reveal before? Shoot, they confuse me. This is hard. Listen, I'm gonna need Netflix to just put out 1 or 2 episodes at a time, okay? Because all 6 of these at one time. Now I gotta try to remember how far I did go and didn't go, and who I seen get through the doors. Okay, we just gonna talk about Jared and Taylor anyway, because I think overall they had a good connection. A good solid connection. What do y'all think about them two? She said just talk about it. We give it more suspense than
Well, we give a little kernel, we give a little kernel that, there is a reveal. So of course, we did give something up that, he does propose. For Taylor and Garrett, they are my science couple. I really like them. I have hope for them, but the hope I have can be, dumped in a heartbeat because I'm sorry. She seems like she has a hard stance on the years before she has a kid, the 5 to 7. She even gave him an avocado plant. She has thought this through. Okay. When this avocado plant bears fruit, be it 5 to 7, then I shall bear fruit. So I am hoping for Garrett that, he can put some root hormone in there and it can be a fruit early. Okay.
She was like, no compromise. So I don't know. I don't know if that was edited to something
else.
But it was no compromise. Carry on.
I liked her. I mean, I didn't like her at first. And then when she read that letter and gave those letters, I started to like her because I was like, yeah, she does have some depth to her. You know, but on the other side, would I have given my grandparents' letter to somebody? Absolutely not. Because do they get that back? Like, no, do they get that back?
No, she read it. She had it. She didn't give it to him.
He gave him a box of letters.
A box of letters, yeah. But it could be that I just want you to see it. But here's my thing with that. She was keeping her mother's name out of the equation so you wouldn't guess. Do you really think the postmark on there isn't saying, where they're from or their names?
What is she from and what is she? I still didn't get that.
She just read the letter. She's from Hong Kong. Her mother's from Hong Kong.
Right. So her grandparents would be from an Asian country as well.
Asian descent.
Right. So since Garrett was able to remember that or deduce that, hey, you're giving me your representative, it's sounding like you are especially curating so I don't guess or know who you are ethnically. He picked up on that. So I know Garrett looked at the letters, postmarks and stuff and kind of figured out what, happened. So, or what nationality they may be.
What?
But for those two, I get a little lackluster with them. I
Mhm.
feel like they do maybe interested in each other and they're talking and it's going along well. But I feel like they're such the science folks, they're not outwardly emotive. It's
Mhm.
like they are, very reserved, very internal. So I'm interested to see how that is going to translate into I like you, I have affection for you. How are they going to translate that other than using, science terms and science analogies? But
Right.
I do like them. I wish them well. They're exchanging great things. You know, Taylor, that spicy margarita, we're gonna have to know how that goes. And I have high hopes for them though. I do. But is she hiding her nationality? I wonder because of Natalie and Shane from the years before. That is
Mhm.
what's tripping me.
Miller, were you going to say anything before I went?
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out what the big deal was on hiding the nationality or whatever the case was. Like, what was the big deal?
I don't know exactly what the big deal with her and that part was. However, not Tim, but Garrett got some great intuition because she said, "What movie reminds you of me?" And he said, "Shrek, Shrek 2." I said, "Perfect," because this is definitely her. She's trying to hide who she is, like Fiona was doing most of the movie, or whatever, because she's afraid that you won't like her for her. You got great intuition, Jared.
I would have guessed American Indian, Eskimo. I mean, I was over there. I was playing the guessing game, but Japanese didn't cross my mind.
That definitely is too African artisan. She is a bit controlling. It's just with the over planning of her life that she's a big planner, and so it can come off really controlling because everything is detailed planned out, and it might just be the structured nature of what she does for a living. It everything functions and flows for her a lot easier in that space. The nerdy space sometimes is a little anal, a little rigid at times, so it can come off as a very controlling type person. You know, she's definitely set like in her ways, and she
Yeah,
might be too set for Jared.
for sure.
When she said you have 2 hours to convince me to be your girlfriend, she wasn't playing.
Yeah, no,
No,
it was dead ass.
she was dead, and I think she jokes a bit. She does that. I'm not. I don't know. Maybe she does a little bit too much joke. I mean that's a nerdy thing or whatever, and nobody takes offense to when I say the word nerd or whatever and stuff. Is sometimes when we're a little giddy over people, we do that little game or whatnot. I was wondering if she's going to do it when we got down to the actual proposal, but she didn't. She gave him a flat out answer, so I was like, "Good girl, don't toy along too much because that gets annoying."
Wait, so
She's
Remember, he has stated that he has only dated Caucasian ladies, so it
Mhm.
may be why she kept her,
but
information hidden.
I
I
thought he
think
said
at
it
that point
after
we know
Garrett.
she not Caucasian. All the extra
Yeah,
she did, all the hoops she had to jump through, we knew you wasn't Caucasian.
but that's what I'm saying. But he did that. He said that after she sat there and intentionally said, "We call our mom by her first name, but I'm not going to say it." You didn't have to say that. You could have just said, "And my mom," because you did it easy with your dad. My dad, this, and this is what my dad is and stuff. And you could have just easily said, "My mom is this wonderful, spunky lady, whatever, and stuff. And everybody in the neighborhood just loves her." And we could have left it at that.
She said, "Mama gangsta."
Mm-hmm.
So
So,
wait. Speaking of this ethnicity, I want to talk about this. What's this? What was it called? Ancestry.com.
no, that's Steven.
We getting there,
We get
Stephen.
we haven't got there yet. That's Steven. Yeah. No, but yeah, I'm curious as to why that she kept it a secret because now it's now putting a problem in their relationship. So I don't know if production probably told her to try to keep it a secret? Because obviously most other people is not keeping much of secrets. We've been talking about politics and all kind of stuff this season. Okay, we didn't get all the I want to sleep with you, I don't want to do this. Now we're getting political conversations and and ethnic backgrounds. Okay, we doing ancestry.com backgrounds. We flat out saying, hey, listen, I got 1% Nigerian in me, baby, and I'm all about mines. All right, Mandingo everywhere. However, she, on the other hand, is really keeping this a secret, which is almost drawing a wedge in her whole relationship. You know, and it wasn't until he said I've only dated white. So I'm thinking this is a production move because production would know. Production, I'm pretty sure, does a whole background screen check on questionnaires and stuff like that on different things. So they would know. And they probably tried to tell her don't divulge. They probably told her don't divulge too much of your ethnicity when you go into these pods. So I don't know. She obviously wanted to tell what she could because she made a point. Like he said, she's calculated. So her calculation was to make a point to let you know that I am of a different ethnic descent, partially of a different ethnic descent. That's the only reason I could say why she even said it the way she did in the first place. So maybe that was her way of trying to tell them the truth when production is telling her not to. So I'm gonna give her that. Now, if that's not her out, Taylor, don't come over here, steal this, and be trying to use this on these daggone interviews when you get around here. And production didn't tell you that, don't come over here stealing my shit. But that's your out, sis.
I hope she dresses as an avocado for Halloween.
But these two went through the reveal before 4. Let me look at my phone because I could have swore these two went through reveal before 4 as well. Notes. Okay, hold up. Let me see if I even have them in my notes. Leo, Brittany, them, that.
Yes, episode 3, the beginning was Taylor and Garrett's
That's
reveal.
what I thought. Okay, so they went through their reveal. So how do y'all feel about them and their reveal? Do you think there's sparks there that they like each other?
I think he's excited. He threw the ring box over the shoulder somewhere. So I think he was, excited. I think she's kind of hesitant because she doesn't know if he really likes her and her aesthetic. So I did put in my notes that, she seems to be, kind of looking at him and gauging his reaction to her rather than giving him. He kept reaching over for a kiss, he did ask her mom's name, but when they separated and went back to their respective corners, it kind of felt a little flat for me. And it's because they're not outwardly emotive. They're keeping their cards close to their chest.
I don't know if it was a little quirk of her because I'm looking at my notes. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I don't know if it's a little quirk for her or not, but twice she kissed him with her leg stretched back. I didn't understand that stance that she had going on, but her leg was literally like stretched back. It wasn't just like it was kicked behind her or whatever and stuff like that. It was stretched the heck back. So I didn't understand what that was. I don't think I've ever seen somebody kiss like that unless they was getting bent back into the dip pose and the dance. I just didn't, because that's how her leg was kicked back. Like seriously, I was just like, girl, you got this thing like it's a kickstand holding you up. What is going on with this leg? Maybe the weight of him, maybe he was pushing himself a bit much and that she had to keep balance. That could be it. I don't know. I did like the way they did meet each other. She kind of like leaned into him a little bit and stuff. They do seem a bit comfortable. And I do see what you're saying too. She is still trying to read him to see if he's okay with her overall look. And it's like, ma'am, you do have Asian features in your face, but you do pass pretty much. You're kind of in a mixed space of it. You're fine, ma'am. You're fine. I think he would be fine. I think the biggest thing is him dealing with whatever family and friends he got. Because I think that's part of his hesitation or whatnot, especially for the fact that he's like, well, I've only dated Caucasian people in my past. That means that my family, my friends may have something to say. And it depends on where they at on that side of the world, how conservative they are. So I think that's going to be his biggest obstacle or their biggest obstacle going forth.
And how deep her family practices their Asian heritage. So that too is a factor.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like there's not a bigger bother on her end as much, but I still bothers me that she keeps it a bit of a secret. It's like, girl, be proud. Be proud. And your nana's still living. Your mama's still living over in Hong Kong, living her best life. Okay. She said his mom would her mom would approve. So she would say yeah. So mom is okay with her dating outside. We do know that sometimes you do get some Asian parents that are really strict on where they want their children to remain in the community and stuff. So I don't know, but it doesn't sound like hers is on that strict of a level, especially because hers have obviously dipped out herself. So her mom is like, oh, I did it. So you can do it too, babes. No worries. It was great. Exactly. They are. So that's why I'm like, I don't know, but he hasn't had one yet. So this is going to be a new transition for his whole family as well. So though most of them are okay with the relationships, this is something still new for Jared. So, it's going to be a bit of a transition. So we're going to see. I think that they just depending on what type of family and friends he has, they should be okay. They should be okay. But we do have some people out there that stick to your own kind type folks. So hopefully he just don't have that type of people in his life. You know what I'm saying? And if he do, he could stand on his own too and not be persuaded by the likes of his folks like Hannah. So thank you, African. Are you behind, Mama? I think you behind. She'll catch up to us. She just now giving me. Yeah, I got it. I got it in my notes though. Thank you. But yeah, I think Miller, are you still here with us? Are you?
Yes, me, I come back.
Okay, so I know you want to come back to Stephen and stuff, so we'll go to Bowden, Marissa, and Ramses. Okay, our other thruple triangle. They don't have a square situation or whatever. Now, I seen some of y'all in the chat earlier say that they will make a good thruple. And some people, there are brother husbands. Brother husbands out there, you know what I'm saying? Marissa might need that balance between the two. I don't know. What you think about Marissa? Oh, give me the red flags. I know we didn't do it, Taylor and them, but we'll just move on because they're okay for right now. Give me the red flags with Marissa, Bowden, and Ramses, and your green flags.
For Marissa, red flag is she's just agreeable with everything. I didn't hear her push back on a lot. As I will go with Bowden and her, the yellow flags are, you need to know how they persevered through their military service, as with anyone. But she's just so bubbly and goes with everything. But I don't hear romance with her and Bowden, is what I keep thinking. They do a card game. What would your parents' advice be? And when she said her mama said, be patient with that girl, I was like, ooh, child. That's the red flag I don't know about that may pop up. Another red flag is, as the gentleman said, she's into men who are divorced. Ooh.
Why they laugh and agree on that? I say y'all so silly. I like that silliness though, because I'm glad they got a laugh out of it. It was funny though.
Right, but her green flag is her bubbly personality. It does lift your spirit. And for Ramses, red flag, 2 red flags are those 2 dangling locks that he just needs to cut. Okay.
Those are the remnants of his past. We can't let it all go.
Right. We know how we feel about dangling stuff, okay? When you talk about dangling earrings and these 2 dangling braids, we know you can grow your hair, Ramses. You are a good-looking man, but again,
I'm a big
Thank you, Miller. Go ahead.
I just find him attractive. I could have done without. Them braids didn't help. Like you said, them dangling, dangles, dingleberries, whatever. I wasn't.
No, dingleberry, no.
It wasn't giving. It wasn't giving. And then, what's her name? Marissa?
Yes.
Yeah, she just gives me typical Oreo.
Oh, Cole agrees.
Yeah, she just gives me the token person. And I don't know if you guys ever watch on Instagram how they make fun of the different branches. The Army versus the Navy versus the Air Force, and she gives
Mhm.
that how they said, "Oh, you're just into X's." Like the stereotype on the Navy is, they out to catch. That's they, that's what she was given. I mean, generally, I like her. She cool. She go with the flow. When
You're breaking up a bit.
she a token.
She a token. Okay.
Yeah, she make her sandwiches with extra mayo.
She's our Hillary Banks.
Absolutely.
Or Ashley. No, more Ashley or Hillary.
She's Hillary Banks. She's Hillary Banks.
She's more Hillary. Hmm. All righty then. Let me see. I'm not gonna go to the hair because obviously y'all went to the hair on Ramsey, so we're gonna let him be. Ramsey's, I think part of his green flag is he defines his destiny. He defines who he is. He defines his own path. I do like that about him. Red flag is he can I could see him doing some dirty macking. I could see him getting into the thick of it on some messy little stuff or whatever and stuff like that. Like Bowden is supposed to be your boy, but you still kind of like throw him under the bus a little bit. But also, though you define your own destiny, sir, you don't have a set anything. You're okay with a lot of stuff. You're okay with being at home and being the stay home dad. You don't have much pushback on a lot of things yet. And I say yet because later on you might. You might be a very agreeable right now, but later on it's going to be an issue. So I think I need Ramses to kind of like stand up and talk about the things that he wants out of a relationship a little bit more now before we get too caught up in it and we have no voice anymore. I think he has the potential of losing his voice in relationships. Bowden, it was kind of hard to see a lot of what can possibly, I mean, outside of maybe being a bit in a militant mind type person, I couldn't really see what could be too many red flags because even wait, hold up. Lord, I got to get my notes together. Let me get to 4 real quick because I can't remember. I think most of the action happened in 4. Yeah, most of the action happened in 4, so I got to shut up again. Okay. Let me go back up to my notes. Yeah, so at this point, up until episode 3, I don't really see too many things that I could say would probably be a problem with him. I can see where it's a problem for her with him. Because a lot of stuff that she tends to say is, "Oh, you're kind of like the military man. You're like all the military men that I've dated in the past, and you know the military, and you know the military." It's like, ma'am, you are military too. You both are. And generally, I understand there's an understanding there, but also, if you don't want to date somebody in the military, just don't. It's like she's constantly looking for a reason not to like Bowden or whatnot. I like the games that they do play as they're getting to know each other and the questions that they ask. I'm not going to get into all of them because I know some of them are in episode 4, but I do like the way that they did cover a lot of conversations and topics as far as future goes. And I like the way that she does maneuver between the two to try to really figure out who she wants to be with. I give her a lot of kudos to it because she was doing a lot of elimination process type questionnaires with the 2 guys. Yeah, I guess we can save it all to when we get over on your channel, LC, because then we can go full ham because we'd be up to 6 already. So
I just think production was real shady when they were talking, the men were talking and laughing, and Bowden was talking about his connection. And then Ramsey's like, "I hope I'm not in a love triangle," and we see him walk in the room with Marissa. That was some shady production, real shady. But I wonder if they kind of made a quiet pact, not to mention names when they talk in connections,
Mm-hmm.
the men and the ladies. But I said, production, y'all are giving us an anticipation of something, considering now we know it's a love triangle, but they don't know yet that it's a love triangle.
Mm-hmm.
I like Bowden. He's very attractive, very charismatic, well rounded. I could see him as a great catch for a lot of people. I don't know if he dated like everybody. Well, supposedly they're supposed to date everybody, but I'm surprised that he didn't make matches with other individuals.
It'd be telling. It'd be nice to see some of the other dates that he had because you'll find out why people write him off. It'd be some of the simplest things. You know what I'm saying? Some people might have written him off just because he's military background or whatnot. Others might have written him off if they got as far as they did in conversations as far as knowing he's from the Ukraine and all this. It'd be funny when people just write people off for the littlest things. So it's no telling why the other girls decided to back away from him if they did. It'd be nice to kind of see it, but of course they're going to give us what they want. Um, Bowden has been in love. She says she has been in love once and he's been in love twice. Are they sure? And his yellow flag is that he was military. That's a yellow flag for her.
I could understand that having a thorough background and understanding of military. A lot of individuals. Well, he did admit that when he got married towards the end of his career with the military. So it wasn't like he got military. He got married for military purposes, or like BAH increase. So
Oh, I don't know why you act like you don't act like this, my guy. Mommy don't have to give you everything. Yeah, I wanted my resident military person here to tell us a little bit, but I know you got a little bit of background with your family as well, Elsie. So,
Yeah, just a
yeah.
little bit.
Go ahead.
you
Hila.
Oh, so yeah. So I was saying, oh God, what was the question? This child
no, you
distracted
were
me.
just talking about the military background and the why she called him a yellow flag because of it.
Oh yeah, I can see that because a lot of people feel like when people are in the military, they go on tours, they're gone, and they have like different lives, separate families. They have like a lot of practices that a lot of people don't like or may feel offended by it. Because I've seen it firsthand. I've been deployed a few times, and I've seen people over there. They have whole lives back home, and they're out there, doing whatever it is that they're doing. I mean, there's a lot of good people in the military, a lot of sincere, a lot of genuine people, and there are a lot of, as you call them, FB fuck boys. So I can understand the majority or the perception is fuck boy. So
Mhm. Go ahead, Elsie.
I know, I agree with her. My dad's side of the family is military, and there was a lot of F boys. So, um, my dad was married when he met my mother. So the whole having a whole different family, yeah, it definitely is out there. But also there are folks who are stateside who cannot handle having their spouse being gone or their significant other, and they're the ones who is, cheating or having infidelity. So it's both. It can go either way, but we do hear the stereotype for military service members.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know we're just trying to keep it to episode 3, so we'll get more of them coming up in the coming episodes. So we'll get into it. This we don't know. We got 2 more things to talk about them real quick because Elsie brought to attention some news that she gathered from outside the show, and also I'm curious. I don't know if anybody else is. I'm curious on Ramsey's ethnicity. I'm just curious. I know he does speak a lot of Spanish, but that doesn't mean that he's just not bilingual or multilingual or whatnot. Because he does a lot of Spanish terms, but I'm just kind of curious on where he's from because he has a very unique type look to him. It's a nice look to me, but it's different. I'm just kind of questioning where he's actually from.
I'm giving the continent of Africa.
You thinking so? Possibly.
I mean, I'm just going based off his name. I mean, I don't know too many people that is given ancient Egyptian names, you know, and then that have that exotic look to him. So I'm just taking a shot in the dark.
I'm about to light it on you.
Okay.
On his IG has the Colombian and Guyanese flag.
Guyana.
Well,
okay.
Still in the African continent.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Colombia and Guyanese flag are on there. So
he's a bit of a mix.
Yeah. Beautiful mix.
Oh Lord, we got some estrogen in the building. Hey, Shani.
Did you say estrogen, not
Estrogen.
testosterone?
Oh, sorry, I got food. Child, we got so much estrogen in the building, I can't even keep it straight. Lord Jesus. Okay, let me rewind that. Let me try it again. Let me take Shani back down. Oh Lord, we got some masculinity in the building. I'm gonna cut that other part out later.
That was close because I was gonna say northern tip of Africa, and that's right over there next to Egypt. It makes all sense.
You ain't hear nothing else said. That's good.
Oh yeah, you said estrogen, and then you
no. Don't rewind anything. I'm cutting it out. Shut up.
It's all right. I don't take offense. I do have estrogen. I mean, it's just not the majority, thankfully. I got a balance. We all do, you know. No offense taken. It's all right. I'm on my journey of healing from toxic masculinity, so I'm learning to not take things like that personally.
So someone in the chats. So there are three different countries that have similar pronunciations of the name: Guyana, Ghana, and
No, it's Guyana and Guyana, French Guyana,
South America, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
South
Guyana
America.
South America.
Yeah.
So he's representing where?
Hello. South America.
South America. So no African.
They're African.
Yeah, they're black. You know, race wise.
Ghana or Guyana?
Guyana.
Okay.
They have they also have like a Caribbean heritage, just like a Caribbean and Southeast Asian
like
mix.
Where it's a mix. Yeah, Honduran and Belizean mix. Honduran more so probably.
Yeah.
So okay.
And Colombia, he could be Afro-Latina. You know what I mean? So it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know. So he shows up as a black person for all that we see.
Yeah. And, well, you know what? Marissa looks kind of mixed-ish too.
She is. I thought she was.
Would she say she was? I thought she said something.
Don't quote me, but I believe this. I believe her to be mixed.
Yeah, she's giving something too. But yeah. Anywho,
I know I came in on the tail end on the caboose of this conversation, but
she's giving Stacey Dash clueless. That's what she's giving.
Okay, we'll take Stacey Dash clueless versus Stacey Dash present day, so I can respect that.
What's the difference?
Huh?
What's the difference?
The difference is Stacey Dash clueless was just a cute Valley girl baddie, and Stacey Dash today is you know,
clueless and dangerous.
Is showing up how Amber Rose showed up on College Hill.
Confused.
Very.
She's showing up like Hannah in this dating situation.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, Hannah's got poor thing, you know. I wish I could say what I want to say, but I'm trying to do better. So
I'm trying to do better. But go ahead, share your thoughts.
Yeah, no, it took me a while. I had to probably start and stop
3 times, but we're here, so I'm glad. I'm glad to be, trudging along. I like the couples so far. I like shoot, I don't know nobody's
Only,
name that well.
only up to episode 3, Sean.
Yeah, I know. I like I like the ones you just mentioned. Is her name Hannah? No, no, not Hannah.
No,
The
Marissa, Marissa Ramses and Bowden.
Yes. Yeah, I like Marissa, you know. She's growing on me, but I am glad that she exited the relationship with the other guy and decided to move forward with Ramses. So her I like. Um I think, Hannah is making the right choice. And who are the other couples?
We don't know if Hannah made a choice. At the end of episode 3, Leo was still badgering her.
I think she's making it because as we see her decision, she's veering away from him, and that guy's a raging crazy person.
Yeah. So then you have Leo and Brittany that we spoke of already. And we spoke of Alex and Tim and Garrett and Taylor. We spoke of all three. Only couple we haven't spoke of yet, who we're getting to is Monica and Steven. But we spoke on all.
Who are they?
That is our
That was my
1%
response.
Nigerian.
Who are they?
That's our 1% Nigerian and our America's Next Top Model.
He said he was more than 1%, Jay. Get a man his...
It was Nigerian something else, but it was only 1% in Nigeria.
Who is that again?
Give him his 3/5.
That's the guy who did the Ancestry.com, who thought
His
he was
sister did the
Italian
Ancestry.
and realized that he was...
And he looks like
He's the redhead. He's the
Thor
redhead.
a little bit.
Yeah.
He looks
Electrician.
like Kane Brown.
Yeah.
He's the electrician.
Got it. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
I'm not gonna hold you, but Monica's facial expressions when he be talking, sometimes her facial expressions be saying a lot. He had said something and she was like, and then he said something else. She's like, ooh, like she gives very good facial expressions. That tells her.
What's your red flags and your green flags for them?
That they like fully disclosed what they look like. They could have left a little bit more surprised. They didn't have to tell each other. Given ancestry, kind of said, "Oh, you thought you were Italian or white? So okay, you got a little white spice to you." I'm just what I'm gonna call it, but don't judge me when I say these things. Got a little white spice to you, but then you're black. Okay, so you're mixed. You're giving, like I said, a little Kane Brownish look or something like that. And then she disclosed herself. So, she's giving Native American, but black, but Spanish, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Guatemalan, Costa Rican,
She was. She's not giving all around the world.
Yeah, she giving a lot of Chiquita Banana, But that part I could have done without. But I mean, they're decent. I don't feel like they gave a lot because we didn't see a lot of them, so I don't feel like there's a lot to go off
of. Their red flags is the fact that they chase red flags. They say they, love people for their flaws. That was just another way of saying their flags. I'm sorry. She did admit that, she usually would go for someone who is not of a blue collar worker. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad she's opening up, to the possibility. And I would like to know from production, did he just lead with his ancestry, or did he hear her ancestry first and then kind of say, hey, I may have enough spice for you? I would like to know if that sequence was manipulated, because that would tell me what I need to know about Stephen. Mm-hmm. But he seems to be like a happy-go-lucky guy. I just hope he doesn't give a sense of, hey, this is my ancestry that I'm learning, that he tries to push himself too much to be one of the fellas and say, hey, I got my black card, let me be part of the group.
That's what I saw. Like he was looking to get validated.
Baby, everybody love to cook out, baby. We be cooking, okay? Everybody want to be at the cookout. Sean, what's your red and your green flags of these two?
The green ones, I think they have really good dialogue. I like that he seems to be vulnerable, sharing his emotions, things like that, and really communicating well with her. I do like that. I like that she's stretching herself, similar to what Elsa shared, right? Just to get out of her comfort zone to try something different in terms of what she's used to dating. Uh, I think they have chemistry, which I like to, which is I think a green flag across a good chunk of the couples,
Mm-hmm.
that we're seeing so far. Um, Red flags, yes, they're chatting too much about trying to, it's like too much talking around race, identity, which also veers into what I look like, and the whole goal of Love is Blind is to not get a notion of what the person looks like,
Mm-hmm.
so that to me is a little bit of a red flag because it's like we're trying to lightly play the game where we stick our toe in the water. And yeah, I'm not down with him in uncovering his 23 and this 30% of West African that now he has in him. I mean, I understand that. I'm not saying he shouldn't have done it and now he has it, but I just need him to just unpack that, read a few more books, talk to his therapist, you know, realize that he still is a white guy at the end of the day. Like, let's just slow down a little bit. Don't, you know, start feeling like now you got a license to use the N-word when you singing lyrics. So I just need him to slow down. That's all.
Yeah. Green flags about them. I like the fact that they're open to communicate about various topics. I do like that. I'm not a big politician tick talking person. I usually say you lead out a lot of things, but it does make or break a relationship a lot of times. So it's good that they do have the conversation, get it out of the way. One of the politic red flags would be for me for him to just say I just didn't like Hillary. I didn't have no other real reason not to vote. Reason why I didn't vote for her. I just didn't like her or whatever, because I needed her to ask more questions instead of just go along with that or whatever. It's like, why you didn't like her? What's the reason? Now you found out you don't like Trump, so now you just flippy floppy. See, this is why I don't like politics, and now we all over the place already that quickly. um Also with them, they seem to kind of complement each other in different ways. My red flags would be, especially on Monica's side, is that she sat there and said, I like I like men, attractive men, the arms, these things. So there's types that she does look for, and it seems like she's still going to lead with the looks aspect of everything, even though we're in a Love is Blind process and we're supposed to be going for more than just looks. It's still going to be her crutch in the background. So is she going to actually fancy his looks or whatnot? She gives me that she dates outside of her race often, which she is multiracial. She's biracial. She's Honduran and black. So she's going to date outside. So she seems like she's already comfortable with dating Caucasian men or whatnot. That's not a problem for her. She gives me that look, and I don't mean it in no disrespectful way, but it looks like type of woman who's okay and comfortable and who gets chosen outside of her race. So she should be fine there. Him saying that, I am black and I'm embracing all my blackity blackness, is like, okay, are you embracing it, but how is your family embracing it? Because it sounds like your daddy didn't want to embrace any of it. So is he going to embrace the woman that you bring home? And are we going to be honest about those parts of it when we get home? Because you did like to mention while we talk politics that your daddy is a big Republican. And I want to just know how deep in that part of it is he? Like, is he one of those conservative type? Is he more liberal? What type is your daddy? Or which state your daddy from? Or where your daddy grew up at? I need some particulars on your daddy.
Is it your daddy?
Is your daddy your daddy? Or the man that raised you? No, we're not gonna get it. But I don't know. And then it also, he's a bit of a. Oh wait, let me catch myself before I be all ahead again. Okay, I need to make sure that these two did not link up in episode 4, and they linked up here.
There are no other reveals other than Tyler, Ashley,
Yeah,
and
that was
Garrett and
it. Okay,
Taylor.
so okay, all right. So again, let me shut my mouth. So anywho, I'm gonna keep high hopes. I'm gonna keep high hopes because they do seem highly attracted to one another. We're gonna see how it goes and how it plays out when they actually see each other. I do just keep a side eye the fact that she do put a lot of attention into looks. So if he's gonna be up to her stature, he's not a bad looking man, but is he gonna be what she goes for? I don't know. You know, they do bond on a lot of things. So I don't know. And I'm not mad that, if you find out you got 3/5 of blackness in you, because American law say one drop, you're black. But, we got so many different arguments in today's culture on who black, why they can't be black, why they have black, white black, Asian black, black black. I don't know. So he embraces it. Hopefully he ain't no Rachel Delos. What was her name? Rachel. What is her last
Dolezal.
name?
Dolezal.
Wait, no. Hopefully he more of her and less Candace Owens. Or
Well,
less
Candace
Amber
Owens
Rose.
is 100% black.
No. But she sometimes I don't know, she be
The
trying to embrace her
mindset
black side.
is
Yeah.
the mindset is something
That's what
else,
I'm
but
saying. Or
yes.
he an Amber Rose type black. I don't know. Hopefully he not an
Mhm.
Amber Rose. Hopefully he a Jocelyn black.
Listen, Jocelyn might be wrong about a lot of things, but she was right about some things when it came to Amber Rose.
I was saying, hopefully
Let's
he
just
a
give her
Jocelyn.
credit, right?
He black when he need to be black all the time. Okay, listen, don't be just black and then be white when you can get out of some tickets. Now, be black then too, brother.
We gonna stress these folks out. Now, if he can be black, then I think we need to drop Kamala. We need to drop that debate all day.
Wait, hold up. The
If
black
you tell me that
delegation,
man is black, then I don't
the
want to
black
hear nothing
delegation
about
has
Kamala.
decided to take Stephen and trade Kamala.
And who is this caucus made of?
Oh Lord.
Whoever, if anybody says to me that dude is a black guy, I would have said, well, I need you to write to anyone who's
Well,
ever denied Kamala Harris's blackness, because then
Kamala
now
denied
it's
her blackness.
solidified.
He
Kamala
has the
denied her blackness.
paperwork, Sean. He has the paperwork. He has the actual DNA testing.
Don't get my thing fired for talking about Kamala, but she denied her blackness and then came back to it later on. So that's her fault. He's embracing his. As soon as he found out, he was like, "Let me go do the
What?
research on my people.
Oh, okay, we're not
Let me
gonna
go
do
do the research on
politics.
my people."
We will not be doing politics, I guess.
Let me find my people out. Let me deep dive into Nigeria. He went all the way in. No, I don't know. He giving me Black Irish though. He giving me Post Malone. So I don't know what part which Post Malone he giving me just yet. He Post Malone then when he was trying to get into the hip hop world, or is he Post Malone now when he trying to get back out because he ain't making no money in it? I don't know. Anywho, I think that's everybody up until episode 3, huh? Did I miss anybody? Let me try to go through these notes again. Some honorable
No,
mentions.
I did like My Husband is Perfect, but I like that,
That game.
interaction with the ladies. That was too funny. What they came up with told me a lot about them.
My husband is perfect, but he's balding on the edges. Like what?
Ashley W said doesn't wear any shoes while she's putting her shoes on.
She said, "Oh no, she ain't doing that. Will not be no barefoot walking around at all."
And I forgot what Taylor. What one of them was. Okay, I forgot what Taylor and Brittany had said, but they were funny. But speaking of that, did anybody peep that Hannah put all her shoes all over the pillows and the couch in the pod when she was having her conversations?
What, that she had her feet up?
She had shoes and everything on the pillows. So I had made a note. I said, I hope these pods are assigned and that she is the only one on them pillows because, baby.
I'm gonna tell you, the only one I made footnotes about was Ashley, and I'm sorry, them daggone ruby, them not they weren't ruby red slippers, but them Wizard of Oz shoes that she had on, them sparkly little silver shoes that she had. I was like, please, man, with them slippers, okay? Don't. I don't know. Sean seen them. Sean, did you see them slippers she had on, or you skipped over it because you was
I
still up?
probably skipped over that part.
It didn't
What?
show
Because
any toe
aren't there
cleavage.
two Ashleys or is there just
Yeah,
one?
it's two Ashleys, but we only focusing on the Ashley A
Oh,
because
it's
she's the only
Ashley
one.
A. Because
There's an
she's the.
Ashley
You
A
know
and
what?
Ashley W.
That's the one that's with the Tyler Taylor
Yeah,
guy, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See,
I
Taylor
got
is
I
the
think she's
girl.
so pretty. I probably just ignored it. I
yeah,
might have ignored it if it showed up looking a little crazy.
yeah. I was like, oh, you was doing good, girl. The outfit was going, and then it got to the shoes. I said, where you in a whole brown outfit? Where does these silver, shiny, sparkly shoes come from?
I
Like
thought it was green. I thought it was Hunter Green.
the shoes?
No, the outfit.
Okay, but still, where do these silver, shiny shoes come from?
I was distracted at the fact that the zipper didn't go all the way up, and I was like,
No, that's how those pants. I know which pants. Yes, because that's what tracked me to look at her whole outfit. Those pants are on Fashion Nova. I didn't see them. I don't know if they're on Fashion Nova, but they're on one of these sites that I've been watching. But I just don't have enough hips for it. And I was like, I love those pants because it's not a zipper. It's cut that way. Those pants are cut.
okay, thank you, because
Yeah.
I am definitely not into the fashion, and I was like, girl, is the pant going? We're gonna have a fashion, mishap?
No, so that's I do remember
That I
it was
did
on
see.
screen.
I
It
did
was
Of
see
course.
that, and I didn't think it was. I'm gonna be quiet.
I
It
liked it
was
because it
cute.
fit her body. It fit her. Those. That's what I'm saying. She has a nice shape for those pants. You have to have a shape for those pants, and she fills those pants out. So it's real cute. I like the way the pants is cut. It's just I was like, I don't know about these shoes with it. I don't know. It was just me.
It would have been too much if she had bejeweled
I
the
didn't
belly
even see her
button.
belly button. I didn't look at Kojo way up in there. He zoomed in on all the things. He ain't out of Egypt like he say he is.
Yeah, he's still in Cairo.
Let's
Waiting
just
for
say Egypt is in his rearview mirror, and things
waiting
in the
for his extra
rearview mirror appear closer than they are.
Thank you, Trey. You seen him. You seen them because it definitely wasn't the ruby red slippers, but they was shining like them. They were shining. If they was red, they would have. Okay, she opted for the silver, but yeah. Other than that, very beautiful lady. I like her. I
I
like her.
did like that we didn't get the usual dress up so we know a proposal was coming. I did like that because usually when they are, dressed really up, I'm like, okay, this is a proposal scene. But the
Yeah,
fact that she was dressed down a bit and he was in his casual,
I did
it
like that, and I liked all the people that asked the lady to stand so they can get on their knee. I did like that too. Sorry, go ahead. That's it.
well, we'll get to the other episodes where one lady had him kneeling for quite a long time.
Well, gotta make them sweat a little bit.
He was begging and proposing.
You gonna say anything? You still alive? You still breathing? What's going on over there? You all right?
No, she
Shy,
was talking.
Shy, you got any thoughts on anybody you want to say specifically before I get out of here? Because I got a few more minutes before I gotta go.
No, I think I'm on accord with you guys. I don't think other than Leo, I don't think there's, not too many problematic folks too. We'll see if the connections are gonna, last and who really comes together and all that other good stuff. But I think so far, I like, there's not a lot of toxicity. So I'm happy about this season up to this point.
Mhm. I like to see a lot of our colored people up in there as well. I like the diversity of it all. So I'm also liking that. Um, yeah, let me do a little housekeeping before we get out of here. If you haven't already and you're still here with us, thank you for being with us. We appreciate you for staying with us this long. I know it's a lot out of y'all day, but we here and we having fun with it. So please like, share, and subscribe. And do know that on Sunday we will be back. Did we haven't finalized the time yet, huh? That was it. Okay, so we got to work out a time. So we'll put it in our community walls, but we will be over at LCID 932. So please go follow that channel. It's LCID 932. If you haven't already, please go over there. Follow that channel. We will be over there on Sunday to continue wrapping this part of Love is Blind season 7, 1 through 6, the first drop that Netflix has given us. So we're going to be doing 4 through 6 on Sunday over there, basically 1 through 6, because girl, we can free fall for all when we get over there. We're going to be able to free fall. We're going to be able to go back and forth and talk about it all. Okay. So y'all make sure y'all go over there. Anybody else want to give an announcement before we get up out of here, before I let Elsie close us out? No.
We'll also be doing Love and Marriage Detroit on Sunday.
We will be back over here for Love and Marriage Detroit. Yeah. So, okay. Well, so I won't get into much of episode 4 because I can't wait to get over there with y'all. Yeah, because it's for those who haven't already went through 6 already, it's getting good. Okay, for those that went through 6, we know. Be patient with us. We've held y'all hostage long enough. We almost there. We almost there. And I'm watching everybody's reviews right now because everybody's doing one at a time, and they like, listen, I'm blocking you in the spoilers in the comments, y'all. I'm sorry. It's Netflix. Don't blame us. It's Netflix. Okay. We're trying to do our best to keep up. But yes, we will free for all over on LCID channel. So please join us over there. Please subscribe to her channel so you'll be in the notifications area. I mean, within the knowing of when we over there dropping and stuff. So look over here in our community tab. I'll let y'all know what time we're going to be over there. And I'll have a link for you that day of. And yeah, so I'm going to let Elsie wrap it up and we're going to get up out of here. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Miller, for joining us today. We hope that y'all be back with us too, and hopefully see you over on Elsie's channel as well. You know, we always love y'all opinions and whatnot. Yeah, go ahead, Elsie, take over.
Well, thank you guys again for joining us tonight. It's been a long one, but hey, Netflix is, really putting, us under pressure by putting 6 episodes out instead of their traditional, 3 or 4. But for these couples, we have high hopes for some we know just not it. Some we think may be there for the camera time, but what we do know is that we, see a lot of communication, but I don't see a lot of romance and a lot of love speaking to each other. So we'll see where this goes. So see you on Sunday when we cover the rest of it, and we're no longer, held back from what we can talk about.
In the meantime and in between time, y'all have a good night, okay? I'm going to let y'all get up out of here, and y'all be safe.
Whether you like me or not is not my problem. That's something that you got to work on internally. If you're a healing type person, start there. Just ask yourself, what is my problem with people being great? And then just work through it, because I'm not going to stop. So you can go ahead and clear that thought right now, and good luck on your journey.